network was birthed, and this is kind of how I've managed to continue to do what I'm doing to date. I'll just double check. So that's why I'm still on this journey. So as a result of me being so passionate about what I wanted to do, prior to this, I was in the city. I don't really talk about my corporate journey, but I used to work in the corporate sector and believe that's where I was supposed to remain, and I was just going to continue on that pathway. And what transitioned for me, and this the theme for this year for International Women's Day is choose to challenge. And the reason why I want to speak about challenge tonight is because I think it's really important that us as women do challenge ourselves through a variety of different things, because there's more in us. Sometimes we pigeonhole, or we put ourselves in these boxes to say, right, this is what I'm doing, this is what I studied to do, so this is what I do, when there's so much more in us. There's books in us, there's DJs in us, there's artists in us, there's spoken word artists, I would say, there's poets in us, there's women who, even like myself, I developed my speaking style. And I tell people that, accolades are nice, recognition is nice, awards are nice. It's nice to feel that actually you are appreciated for the work that you're doing, especially working in the space that I work. I work in the community sector with marginalized women who are quite socially isolated. They're coming from a generation of disadvantage and poverty, and the mindset that I'm working with some of the women, it's not always easy to try and recondition or unlearn some of the learning that some of our young mums that my organisation supports. And me now transitioning, a lot of people are seeing that even under my personal brand, and even what I'm doing under myself with the speaking and developing and helping other founders, it's a natural progression. I always say to people that, you see, when you are like, something is your brainchild and you're a founder of something, naturally you then want to pass on your knowledge. Because even for me, where I'm at now with the organisation, it's growing, it's become sustainable. I've managed to build a team. I'm really good at mobilising other people, and I'm also really good at building leaders. My organisation cannot just be built and birthed off of me alone. I want to still have the freedom and the creativity to go out and write and speak and explore, because I'm a proper social entrepreneur. I'm a proper creator and an innovator. So sometimes people say to me, gosh, Fiona, I don't know how you do it. How do you do it? But do you know what? Anything that you have a desire to do, or anything that you're passionate about and you believe in, and actually, I've got purpose. I am on this earth for a reason, and I've got a calling. And once you find purpose and you find your calling, you discover, naturally things just align. And it doesn't even seem like work. Right, today's been a really busy day, and believe it or not, this is the 4th out of 5 events that I've been doing for International Women's Day. And oftentimes I think to myself, gosh, it was a lot. The only pain I get is in my shoulders, because now we're sitting in front of the screen a lot, but it really does, ignite me. And I really have this passion and desire. I really am women. And that is me. That's just a little bit about me. I'll leave some room for questions if anybody does want to ask any question, because I know that, there's other speakers that are coming on. And also, sadly, ladies, I do have to jump off to another event. So I'm going to open up if anybody does have any questions. I know I talk really fast, so I hope you caught the gist of what I was saying. But happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fiona. Thank you so much. So we'll go ahead now. Has anybody got any questions that they'd like to ask Fiona? No? Okay, as we mentioned at the beginning, Fiona will have to leave in a minute or two. If you have any questions and you'd like to get in touch with Fiona, you can get in touch with me, and then I'll make the links for you. So are there any questions? Anybody would like to speak to Fiona, ask her any questions? No, I think you've said it all, Fiona. Thank you so much. And we just want to say thank you again, Fiona, for coming on and sharing with us on this our International Women's Day. And Fiona, as she has put in her contact details out there, www.ymsn.co.uk if you wish to contact Fiona. Thank you so much, Fiona, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the afternoon, and continue to enjoy your International Day.
Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening, ladies. Lovely. I will catch it on because it's going to be on YouTube. I'll catch the replay. Yeah.
Okay, then. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Oh, yeah, you just right now. All your central hall.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Sai Sachadiva to come on now because I've already introduced her. So Sai, if you'd would you like to unmute your mic, Sai? Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. I'm not sure how to follow that, Miss Henry. I'm not exactly a celebrity in the same way. I just do what I do in terms of my teaching. So I'll tell you a bit about my teaching journey. I first got into education as I wanted to be an educational psychologist. So I did my BSc in psychology. I did my master's in developmental psychology. And then I needed 2 years in education before I was looking to do my PhD in educational psychology. So at the time, I thought I might as well get paid well if I'm going to be in education. So I got into teaching. And I stayed in teaching because I liked it so much. So I think in my teaching journey, by my second year of teaching, that was a really tricky year, actually, because I was working in a 3-form entry school. And by Christmas term, I was the only teacher standing in a 3-form entry school. So I had to teach 90 children, assess 90 children, and mark books for pretty much 90 children. But that actually, I rose to the challenge. And then I became the school's literacy leader. Very soon after that, I became the school's maths leader. That year, we were able to raise attainment across the school by 25%. And then I decided that my real passion was going back to SEN because that was what my background was in, really working with children with special educational needs. So I decided to get my SENCO qualification, and that year at the same time, I became a raising attainment teacher. And then I moved to Torridon Primary School, where I work now with Miss Henry, and I've been a SENCO there for coming up to 3 years. We are a very large primary school that has a very mixed background. We have multiple ethnicities, and just flicking through and looking at this call, I can see a lot of women who have joined us tonight are from the BAME background. And as those who will know me, know I'm very passionate about our BAME communities, the BAME community. If we look at this year's International Women's Evening Day, the theme is Women in Leadership. There is not a problem with the female community being in education. Education is overrun by women. We have got women leaders everywhere, but if you actually look at how many BAME leaders we have in total, I think there was 39 heads out of a possible over 200,000 head teachers, which shows how much of a struggle it is for our BAME community to be recognised. It is extremely important that we not just uplift each other and make each other have a voice, be heard within our community and within our schools, but it's also important for us to educate our counterparts, our colleagues, and how difficult it is as a BAME person to walk through this world and be recognised and get into those leadership positions. Often as a BAME person in education, you are often pigeonholed into middle leadership, and there is systematic and institutional racism, unfortunately, still existing today in our schools. I am very lucky that this last year I got to do an inclusive leadership program, which taught me a lot more about the institutional racism and did a lot to give me the skills to be a leader. Lewisham itself is looking into institutional and structural racism, and they will be doing a lot of work around that. And I'm excited to see the challenges that will be put upon schools to uplift our BAME communities within the schools. If you have any questions for me in terms of education and growing in education, I will be happy to receive any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sachadiva. Thank you very much. Has anybody got any questions for Ms. Sachadiva? No? Okay, tonight we're here because we want to inspire our colleagues, or younger colleagues, even older colleagues as well. Because when I came into this country, when I came into this country, it wasn't easy at the beginning for me. It wasn't easy at the beginning for me as a teacher. And after working in education in this country a few years, a colleague on here tonight, she's on here with me tonight. She has supported me, and some of the time she has been my rock, because being a Black woman coming into the United Kingdom to teach, and being a Jamaican, also with the accent behind it, that was sometimes, I would wonder why, why are we treated differently? Because I'm speaking standard English is just because of my accent, but people tend to like make fun, not only children, but even my colleagues at the time. But I can say to a few colleagues and, more senior, mature colleagues within the system here in this country, I was determined to carry on. So to my colleague who is on here with me tonight, who has supported me throughout the years, I just want to say thank you very much. Even though sometimes I felt like giving up, you have encouraged me to carry on. And even when sometimes I felt like giving up, you were there for me and you supported me. So I just want to say well done to you. And to all the other it doesn't matter whether you're in education, whatever field you're in tonight here, I just want to encourage you that you can be the best that you can be. Once you put your head to it, you can be what you want to be. Because I'll just share one experience I had. When I graduated with my MA, I was so happy that I said, you know what, I want to grow in my career. And I looked for employment elsewhere, and I got the position I was looking for. When I got there, being a Black woman with the accent again, and I was the only Black woman in the room sitting around the table, it was really hard for me, having taught in year 6 for many years. And when I went there, I went with my experiences, because I'm coming from an era where I was in middle leadership. So when I got there and was ready to share my skills, being the lead, to play my lead role, everything that I tried to implement or introduce, it was swept under the carpet. Nothing that I tried to say was welcomed. So, because you know what, it was so sad, and seeing that they were there to uplift me. We had women and men there, they were to uplift me, but none did. I was so sad and so lonely. I stayed for 2 terms and then I leave, because I didn't stay. And because of that one experience I had in leadership, I said to myself, I would never ever look to go back in leadership, at that level in education. But where I am today at my school, I am very comfortable. I am in a middle leadership position, and I can say that with Sai here, I have been supported by her. and by other colleagues, and I'm very happy. And even my former colleague here, she has supported me. She knows what I've been going through there. And I just want to say, ladies here tonight, it doesn't matter what you're going through. If you're a teaching assistant and you've got your degree, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. You can still go up those stairs. My primary school motto was Ad Astra, which means step by step to the stars. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a teaching assistant for the rest of your life. Ad Astra, step by step to the stars. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our third speaker. Our third speaker is Denise Hillman. Now, Denise Hillman, she's here with us tonight. I'm just going to read her bio. So Denise Hillman, she is the CEO and founder of the LEAD curriculum. She's an educator by background and has more than 2 decades of experience in the field to the level of associate ed teacher. In the last 4 years, her company has trained over 500 plus leaders of FTSE 100 companies. She has mentored leaders through the Future Leaders Trust, National College of School Leadership, and University of London. She's a former principal examiner with Oxford and Cambridge Examination Board. She's also the founding president of 2 Toastmaster clubs. So what is LEAD? The LEAD curriculum. LEAD is a leadership consultancy firm with a purpose to bridge the gap between academic or professional development and the skills needed to take up leadership roles in work and life. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna ask Denise Hillman if she could unmute her mic and take over. So welcome, Denise.
Could you allow me to enable me to share, please?
Yes. What do I okay.
If not, I'll do it without it. Can you enable me?
Yeah. Yes, there you go. Multiple participants can share.
Okay. That's right. Can everyone see my slide? Okay, I was hoping to play Happy, have everyone, because I'm so happy. We all know that song. Raise your hands if you like being happy. Great. Keep your hands up if you would like to be a leader. Well, I noticed some hands have disappeared. You see, we all want to be happy, but we all want to be happy, but we all don't want to be leaders. My name is Denise Hilliman, as I was introduced, and I am the founder of this LEAD curriculum. Now, what we are a consultancy firm that offers multiple services. What's common to all of our services is what I call the LEAD mindset. The LEAD mindset is a bit like the growth mindset with purpose. And our aim is really to change the perceived source of leaders and leadership from people who have titles and status and position, or to include those who through service have the greater influence and impact. And what I've done, I developed a toolkit that's called REAPS that teaches the principles and the behaviors and skills associated with getting into the act of leading in that service space. Why am I so passionate about it? Because I believe that on the other side of service, in that space is where you find all the nice things in life, like feeling valued, being happy, and so on. So I'd just like to share with you in these few minutes 3 conversations that ignited my passion to create this program. And hopefully at the end of it, you would have at least 3 reasons that would inspire you to aim for higher levels of success and achievement. Are you a science teacher? Yes, I am. But I thought you were the dinner lady. That was a conversation between me and a 14-year-old child on my first day of teaching in a London school. Now, of course, I was shocked by the comment, but quickly I became curious because I couldn't understand why she thought I was a dinner lady. And then I realized that first conversation was a representation conversation. In the organization, the school I was in, people looking like me were very well represented among the cleaners and the dinner ladies. But when it comes to the teachers and the leaders, the representation was not as good. And that's your first reason why we should aim for higher levels of success, to address representation. So the first thing I did, of course, I thought, naturally, I'm a woman. What do women do? We are fixers, you know that. So I thought, I'm going to fix it. I thought I'll go for a promotion and I'll get a title. Well, I went for several promotions. The first promotion I went to, I was asked the question, why do you want the job? Why do you want this position? I said, well, I want to address diversity in leadership. Of course, I didn't get the job because that's no reason to give anyone a job. But I went away and I improved my interview skills. I did some professional development courses and even did a master's degree in science. And I felt I had a good combination of knowledge and skills to go for a promotion. I still didn't get it. The question in my mind, of course, is why? Why am I not getting promoted? So someone said, get some feedback. I went to a senior leader who sat on 3 panels that reflected me. And as I walked in, she looked at my CV and she said, Denise, very impressive CV, but it doesn't match you. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, let me be blunt with you. You are not leadership material. Now that's the second conversation, the perception conversation. Now I didn't look like a leader. My CV, impressive, it didn't match me, said. Can you imagine the impact on that, on how it made me feel? Here was a senior leader's assessment of me. And in the very organization, the systems in that organization recognized me as an outstanding teacher. Ofsted recognized me. But yet to that senior leader, I didn't look like a leader. Whenever things like this happen, when you're in organizations where your talent is not recognized, the impact is not easily measured. That feeling of not feeling valued, that feeling of feeling you're not being seen and heard. So naturally, it leads to high attrition rates. It leads to people absenteeism and all of that. Not that I was guilty of that, but I left her present planning my exit strategy. I went into the classroom, back into my teaching, and I noticed this little girl with beautiful handwriting. And I validated her, a little girl in year 9. And she said, thank you, miss. I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, a teacher like you. I broke down. She validated me. Here was a child who saw me as her goal model. This is the third reason why we have to aim for higher levels of success. But it caused a mindset shift in me. I thought, to that senior leader, I didn't look like a leader, but to that child, I was a leader just by being excellent in my role. Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And what I did, I shifted my focus from going for positions, and I focused on just being excellent in what I was doing. And my excellence was linked to others, to my role that I thought I'm going to do the best that I can be, and I'm going to ensure that obstacles are removed from talented young people like this girl. The long and short is that young lady became the first Black child to go to Oxford University from that school. And what happened to me? I went on, of course, to fill many leadership positions. And years after, I went back to that school as a leadership consultant to train their leaders. So what is my message? My message is, we may find ourselves in organizations that don't respect us, don't see our talent. My message to you today, ladies, don't let that define your how you perform. Don't let that define your excellence. Don't let that take away who you are. Don't let them define who you are. Just a little shift in focus to service, not servant, not serving, service. Service is where you're developing yourself for the purpose of developing others. And when you do that, guess what? You end up having both. Today, I am a leader, I am a business owner, and people said, you, a Black female, you will never progress. But I said, my focus is to have impact. And as a result of that, I'm in lots of companies, IBM, Lloyd's Bank, connecting them with young people in schools to address those three things I learned: the representation problem, the mindset problem, and changing perceptions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And we're so happy to have you. And we're, you know, your talk was very inspirational. And I'm sure some of us teachers on here who are aspiring to go into leadership, even at the top level, you know, they were touched by your words. And you know, me sharing my little bit, I'm sure Sai shared her experience as well. I'm sure from teachers' point of view, you know, some aspiring leaders here will definitely want to get onto the leadership, get onto that level of leadership. Now we our next, okay, before we go any further, have we got any questions that you'd like to ask Denise? Anybody would like to ask Denise any questions? So Jackie M says, fantastic presentation. And then Ada here, Ada said, I can relate to that. When I first started my teacher training, my son innocently asked me, Mommy, are you going to be a real teacher? What was his reason for that? His primary school at the time only had white teachers. BAME staff were only support staff. What can be done about representation? You see, this is a bit of the narrative that we need to change. We need to ensure that we're going out there. We must go out there, and you know, we have to push ourselves out there, because that is what we're trying to get ourselves out there and get into leadership. As Denise said, you know, when she took her CV in and she was said, oh well, lovely CV, but you're not leadership material. She said not servicing, not service, but she changes her mindset. So for example, myself, what I did, sorry.
Oh, sorry, when you finish, I just wanted to respond to the question, what can we do about representation?
Okay, yes, so as Denise did, she went out there and she, you know, maybe if you wanted, it could be further qualifications, you know, you validating yourself. Don't wait on them to validate you. That is what I did. I didn't wait on my school to validate me. Even though I was in a middle leader position, I still pushed myself to go there and do my master's, because I know I wanted to go somewhere. But sometimes experiences, you know, sort of pull you back a bit. But you know, so there's a saying, when you have, you know, like you have a setback, your comeback is going to be stronger. And my comeback has been very strong, because the position that I am in now, honestly, I am very comfortable. I am happy in my job. I'm happy to go in. So I would just not want to encourage, any younger teachers here, even older teachers, if, maybe you're in your 40s up and you're thinking of leaving, maybe there's something there for you, you can aspire to be a deputy head or assistant head, Okay, over to you, Denise.
Okay, so thank you. I just wanted to respond to the question, what can you do about representation?
Yes.
It's the former CEO of IBM, Ginny Rometty. She said something that resonated with me. She said, diversity is a statistic, but inclusion is a choice. And sometimes we can become very obsessed with going for a position. I mean, that was me in my earlier career because I felt it would address the issues. But what I realized is that when you pursue excellence, you are positioning yourself for positions. So excellence here, this doesn't mean perfect. It means you are clear on your purpose. Why are you here? Why are you going for the promotion? What's your calling? One earlier speaker said. And the second stage of excellence is once you are clear on what your calling is, how can you be the best that you can be with it in terms of adding value to others? So if you're a Senko, how can you be the best Senko that you can be in relation to the value you're adding to young people? If you are a maths teacher, how can you be the best maths teacher you can be so in adding value to inspiring young people in maths? And what I discovered is when that little shift in focus, when the positions came, honestly, most of the promotions I went for, I didn't go after it. They came looking for me. They came looking for me. This was my experience. So don't let those rejections and those things sap your energy. Dedicate your energy to excellence and the positions. When they come up, I tell you, you will apply, you get it, but most times they come looking for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I notice Ali. Ali, you've got your hand up. Would you like to ask a question, Ali? Oh, no. Ali, would you like to ask a question? Your hand is up. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Nazila Mace. Now, Nazila Mace is a dynamic, hardworking, and compassionate primary and middle school teacher on a mission to bring smiles to each queen she meets. She's a listening ear to all Jamaicans who arrives in France and requires help. Nazila started an online show, the Coco Eddie Show, where over 150 Jamaicans in France and the wider diaspora were entertained. Recently, she donated over 400 packs of sanitary napkins to Women UCAN Association in Jamaica because she has started a campaign to end poverty in Jamaica. Now, when she has her period, she started using, I hope she don't mind me saying this, she started using tissue paper and didn't tell anyone because she thought she had done something wrong. Now, Nazila wants to be a part of the movement to empower young queens who need guidance and support. Welcome, Nazila. Hi, Nazila.
Hello, everyone. It's not to end poverty, but to end period poverty in Jamaica.
Okay, then.
To end period poverty in Jamaica. Hello, everyone. I grew up in Portland, Jamaica, and I came to France when I was 25 years old. But as a youngster, there wasn't a lot of sexual education, because sexual education is hush hush in Jamaica and they don't talk about it and they don't let you be expressive. So as she said, when I got my period at first, I didn't say anything. I was living with my grandmother and I didn't say anything to anyone, and I started using toilet paper because I didn't know what it was. I thought I did something wrong. So my campaign is to help young women in Jamaica, in especially rural communities, letting them know that we are here for them, because pads are expensive in Jamaica. And with a group of us as women, we've come together and we've started a donation for that. Okay. I heard some I heard some speeches that were filled with big words and stuff. But I'm not going to do that for you ladies. I'm just going to read something that I wrote. So listen carefully. The late Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, "Women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It shouldn't be that women are the exception." And we see in her life and in lives of so many women, from our moms and grandmas, and now even in the White House, that more than not being the exception, women are rather exceptional. I've come to understand that each of us has a personal calling that is like a fingerprint. And the best way to succeed is to search and find what you love doing. Once you've found your niche, find a way to offer it to others in the form of service or otherwise. Then work hard, my dear sister, while allowing the energy of the universe to lead you. And you may or may not encounter defeat, but you must not be defeated. Don't quit. Something that you're passionate about, oh queen, rest if you must, but don't you quit. That's from a poem I learned in primary school. And in resting, I must tell you, really rest. Put up your legs, cock up your foot them. Like, don't feel bad about taking a break, about resting. Never think that you don't deserve it or shouldn't rest. Reflect on how necessary it is to encounter defeats, because each wrong allows you to know who you are, the things you can and cannot rise from, and the avenues to get you out of the shallow or deep ruts. We all look up to strong, independent women, but how do we become one ourselves? How do we see ourselves? It's easy to give in to feelings of self doubt and back down from challenges, but that's certainly not what being a strong woman is all about. I recently did a short course with a local counselor in the Barking constituency on self realization. And I found out that I've never truly looked in the mirror and said, I am remarkable because. I was afraid of what the world would think of me, because who am I to be remarkable? But, Queen, do not behave small for this big world. You have to be big in this big world. On this walk of life, you have to stand out. So I'd like for each woman here tonight to get involved. I want you to be a part of my 3 minutes. I would like you to say this line and one reason why you are remarkable. I will go first. I am remarkable because I have an incredible way to light up a room or to lift the spirits of someone once they enter the room or once they send me a message about something. Why are you remarkable? You have to begin the sentence. You have to begin your little sentence. I am remarkable because.
Who would like to go first?
I am remarkable because I know why I am here on earth. And therefore, I know what I am doing for others.
I am remarkable.
That, Denise.
Thank you. Sorry. I am remarkable because I am brave and I am willing to go the extra mile to help my fellow country people.
Very good, Caroline. Who is going next?
from Ada. Ada says, I am remarkable because I know my worth. Well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Ada.
I am remarkable because I love to take care of elderly people.
Is
Well
talk? Is
That's
Stacy.
Stacy, she's here.
All right, Sister Stacy. Thank you.
I am remarkable because I love to help others to achieve. It gives me great satisfaction to know that others can achieve. And even if they surpass me, I know that I've been part of their journey. And I'm very proud of that.
Thank you so much, Etleen. Bravo. And just before these sentences that you're saying, women, look yourself in the mirror, look directly. Even if you don't do it off camera, but look in the camera. When you're looking in the camera, look at yourself and just remind yourself that you are remarkable and you can say that you are remarkable. Who's going next?
I am remarkable because I know God has called me to work with special needs children and connect with them.
Thank you so much, Pam.
Thank
Who's
you.
going next?
Bless you.
I am remarkable because there's only one of me. I put my mind to lots of things, and when I do, with the help of God, I always achieve.
Thank you so much, Carol. That's so good. Who's going next? Jackie says, I am remarkable because I always try to tackle inequalities in the UK and love to encourage people. Aliyah says, I am remarkable because I'm dedicated to teaching and caring for each others. Thank you so much, ladies. And for those who are typing, find a way to look yourself in the mirror and just remind yourself why you are remarkable and don't feel bad about doing it. Who's going next? And another thing that I can I would like you to do as well, in your personal achievements, it's okay to feel remarkable about it. Do not be shy about being proud of where you are, where you've come from, and where you are right now in your life. Do not be afraid to talk about it. Don't think that, oh, she gonna say I'm showing off or I'm too proud. Be proud of where you are. It's okay to be proud of where you are, and to continue to build yourself and build others around you. Who's going next? Pauline says, I am remarkable because I am made in God's image, wonderfully made. Very good, Pauline. Anyone else? Sonia, Rosalie, Lucy, Caroline, Caroline Hen, Viviane, Jessie. V says, I am remarkable because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And because I can see the best in others. Very good, V. I guess the other ladies didn't want to to share why they are remarkable, but thank you so much for sharing in my little piece. And remember, never, 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 never tell yourself that you're not remarkable. And even if you have a PhD, a master's degree, I am remarkable because I went through all of that and I am here today with this education behind me and I can help others. Michelle says, I'm remarkable because I'm simple. Very good, Michelle. Rosalie says, I'm remarkable because I always help others to advance. Very good, Rosalie. Anyway, I'm giving it back to Cara.
Okay, thank you so much, Naz. Thank you so much. And thank you for that, very inspirational. And I'm sure, ladies here, colleagues, you have gained something from, from Naz's speech. And if you need to get in touch with Naz or anything, if you'd like to get in touch with Naz to be a part of the UCAN Foundation in Jamaica, you can contact me and then I'll make the links for you. Okay, our fifth and final speaker. Sorry, before I go on, are there any questions for Naz? No, okay. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our final speaker. Our final speaker is Michelle Young. Now, Michelle is married and she's a mother to an 8-year-old daughter. She's an hemodialysis specialist nurse. Michelle loves to sing. And for those of you in the United Kingdom here, if you watched the NHS choir in Christmas 2020, Michelle was a part of the virtual choir as well. Maybe when Michelle comes on, she can tell us a bit more whether they've won #1, did they reach #1? She can share that with us. She is also a Christian, and she is a member of the Bromley Philharmonic Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I know we had a gentleman here giving me some help in the background. So ladies, I present to you Michelle. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Caroline. I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the program because work finished at 6:30, and as you know, it was one of those days when everything was not going right. So I had a good teammate, so I was able to leave some things unfinished, and she would pick up for me. Now, just from the last two persons that I heard, and it sounded like you're all very professional people. So I thought to myself, why am I here? But the remarkable thing is, as ladies have said, I am remarkable because, and you don't have to be anything grand, just the fact that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. This has reassured me that whatever contribution I make, there is one person I'm sure who would benefit from it. And I'm not going to make any big presentations because I don't have that. And what I've done is just maybe a summary, just synopsis of things that I think are important. And so I've used the acronym EMPOWER to help me. So it would be just points, things to basically reflect on. So the first thing I've written here is do the small things well, be consistent. And I came on in time to hear Denise mention that when she was answering someone. So I think that is something good to emphasize on. Do the small things well, whatever job you're doing, whether you're up there or you're down there, you're cleaning the floor, whatever, you're at home, do it well and be consistent, because that will put you in good stead for whatever big and grand work or position will come your way. So I'll continue with EMPOWER. E, I've written, each to his own has been shown to leave one all alone eventually, whether physically or mentally. So my dear sisters, we are our sisters' keepers. No person is an island. Do not try to stand alone as you're working towards achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. Do not try to do it alone. And also stop on the way, even though it might seem to be impeding you or hindering your progress. If you see your sister needing help, stop and help her. M for mentor others as you work towards achieving your goals. And as you mentor others and are being mentored yourself, you will gain more knowledge, experience, friendships, and your network will grow. I've also got measure. What does success look like for you? So when you found that out, what more can you do to gain that success or that goal that you have set for yourself? And I've got for M as well, move. You have to take the next step. And this is not necessarily an upward step, or it's not necessarily in the same direction, but you need to know what it is that you want. When you know that, do as much as you can to achieve it. So you need to move. You can't just stay and expect necessarily that someone will bring it to you. It can come, but you have to show that interest. You have to make that move. And for P, you've got plan, prioritize, be purposeful, and be persistent. For O, I've got opportunities. Take them, and also if you see that the opportunity does not suit you, don't just leave it like that. Pass it on to someone else, someone you may know who can benefit from that. Even if it's your competitor or competition, you do that. Because as I've heard many of you mention, like you're Christians, we know that all things work together for good to them who love the Lord. So even if you've got people competing against you, you put it to the Lord. He will work a way out for you in his time. So for W, in Empower, I've got wisdom. Seek godly wisdom. Whatever challenges you may face in your journey towards success or just life, seek godly wisdom. Ask God to guide you. And also for W, I've got worry not. If things are not going well, do not despair. If you can pray, then pray and trust God. If you can't pray, ask someone to pray for you, pray with you, pray you through. God will always lead you to the right solution. It might not be what you expect, but if you trust him, it will always be the right solution. E, encourage yourself and others. Be enthusiastic about whatever you're doing. And it doesn't matter what situation you may find yourself in. It might be the hardest. You might get some knocks along the way, disappointments, setbacks. Focus on God. Focus on being enthusiastic through it all. Rejoice. For R, I've got reflection and evaluation. Make a set time for regular reflection. Take stock of where you are now. Is this where you planned to be? Are you ahead, behind? Have you wandered off the path? Is this where you want to be right now? Recognize also those who have helped you along the way. Too often, we get to where we want to be and we forget to give thanks. We forget to give credit to those who have helped us on the way. So let us recognize those who have helped us on the way, along the way. And also reach out. If you are struggling, ask for help. Sometimes we are too proud to ask for help, especially we might be in a situation where we might be the only person of color and we might have gotten bombarded a lot of time or put down, many times. And so we feel reluctant to help, especially because we think that it's going to happen again. I'm not going to be helped. I'm going to be put down. But as I say, go back to asking God for guidance. And those same persons who did not want to help you in the first place or some years ago, you'll be surprised how God will use those same persons to help you or to open the door for you to where you need to go, the next step. Also, reach out to those who are asking for help. Someone might have done you something horrible in the past. You are not going to do that back to them. If they need your help, you give it, because God is the one who is watching and he knows exactly what we need. And who knows, maybe that same person you are helping now, as the scripture says, you do good to the one, your enemy. And in time, they will try and help you at some point. I'm sure many of you can testify to that at some point, even with family members that might have happened, where they've treated you badly, You did not retaliate. You prayed for them and you treated them well. And eventually, years after, they come around and, you know, apologize to you and find themselves in a situation where, you know, they may be helping you, maybe recommending you for something as well. And I've got for the last R that I've got here, rejoice, celebrate small progress. Don't wait for a big breakthrough or public recognition of any achievements that you have made. You celebrate yourself, whatever small things, because it's the small things that the moment will never come again, you know. So in the moment, just be grateful, rejoice, be happy for whatever small achievements that you have made. And always be thankful, no matter what. Those are my few words that I have to say. I hope someone benefited from them. Over to you, Caroline.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Very inspiring, Michelle. And we appreciate it very much. Are there any questions? Anybody would like to ask Michelle any questions? We've still got 3 of our speakers here with us. We have Denise Hillman, we've got Nazila Mace and Michelle Young. So if you'd like to ask any of the speakers any question, I'd ask that if you just raise your hand and then we can ask you to speak. Anybody? Okay, it seems like, ladies, you have done a fantastic job by inspiring and empowering the ladies tonight. And I hope that somebody here tonight, one of or you know, fellow colleagues, there's something you have heard that you will be taking away with you, and then you will take this away and use it, you know, to direct your career path. If maybe you're somewhere where you are and you want to, you know, go further. So I hope you have something here that you can take away tonight. Denise, did you want to say something? Yes, Denise, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, so sorry. Yeah, I sent you a message in the chat saying, asking if I can let people know here that we have a number of opportunities with corporates, some of the corporates I work with. So if anyone would like to know more about them, if they can send me an email, I've put, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yes, definitely. Do you want to speak? You can speak, Denise. Go on, go ahead.
So part of what we do, we do a school leadership program for any type of school. We work with schools like Harrow School right down to the inner city schools. And what we do, the leadership program, we link employees in work, and we work only with corporate employees. People we work with are Santander UK, Lloyds Bank, IBM. And we link those employees with the young people as mentors to teach the leadership skills. So if you are interested in something like that and you would like to hear more about it, of how you or your school could get involved, please do send me an email. I've popped, I think, the website in the chat, or send an email to info@leadcurriculum.org. info@leadcurriculum.org. Okay, thank you, Caroline.
You're welcome. Okay, so we've got some feedback here. So Pauline was saying she's remarkable because I'm made in God's image, wonderfully made. Oh, we've read those ones. Michelle says, I am remarkable because I am simple. And Eslyn says to everyone, thank you for all your interesting and inspiring inspirations. And Jackie M Green says, thanks for all the inspiring and motivational presentations. Good night. So she's off. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. So it seems like
Caroline.
Sorry. Hi, Alia.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for organizing this. Thank you to the speakers as well. Currently, I'm a TA. I'm going to schools direct in September to teach, and my aim has always been to go into leadership. So it's been very inspirational to hear everybody speak of their journey and how they've overcome a lot of obstacles, and they continue to overcome them. And it's been great. And I'll be definitely getting in touch with Denise. And once again, I want to say thank you, Caroline, for letting me know this as well.
You're very welcome, Alia. Can I say to you, colleagues, ladies, that Alia is one of my colleagues as well. Throughout lockdown, we've worked together very closely in the same room for a week. And I have, she's one of the people that I have inspired in school, and I'm trying to empower her. Don't just settle for being a TA. I'm encouraging her to get onto the school's direct team, or do get into some. She's got a degree, but she just needs to do her PGCE or some other access course to get into teaching. So I will continue to mentor as much as I can to the best of my ability, Alia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And okay, Pam H's, thank you for sharing and God bless. Okay. So I just want to say thank you very much again, everyone, for joining us tonight. And I hope you have, I hope you're going away with something that you can take, away to help you to, climb those steps or the ladders to become the best that you can be, and to be, whatever level you want to be in your profession. Also, as you know, that I'm not only a teacher, I also have a skincare business. So where we make and sell skincare products for both men and female. Now, Sunday coming up is Mother's Day, which is the 14th of March. And if you'd like to purchase anything on our website, we're giving you 20% off all purchases. And the code that you'll need to use is EMPOWER21. EMPOWER, all in caps, EMPOWER 21. EMPOWER 21. You'll get 20% discount off your purchase. The code will go live tonight. So about 10 o'clock it will go live. The code will go live tonight at 10 p.m. And if you're not already following us, you can follow us on Instagram at Lee Carlas and like us on Facebook at Lee Carla Natural Products. And once again, it's not only about selling products. We're here to empower, to empower us. To empower us. So I just want to say thank you to everyone and happy International Women's Day. So it's EMPOWER, Empower 21. That's the code there in the chat. So I just want to say thank you.
Website name, please, as well. So I don't spell it.
I'll put that in the chat for you. The website is www.lee.
Thank you, Sir Caroline.
Hello,
thank you, Caroline. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Okay. And thank you for organizing this. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for attending. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Caroline. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline.
You're very
Bye.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Bye. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, bye.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline.
You're very welcome.
Oh, great.
Oh, Miss Pam.
Yeah. You didn't pick me up. Yes, dear heart. Keep on working. Keep on striving. God will help you.
Thank you.
Yes, your people doing a great job. All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right then. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Naz. Latoya. Latoya.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hold on.
It's
Terry.
very noisy in my background, so I have to